it's Gabrielle, coach, speaker, and creator of Look Good, Feel Good, Do Good. And I'd like to talk to you today about my private one-on-one program called the Empowerment Coaching Program. And I was thinking, what better way to share with you about this program than to describe the women that I am so honored and grateful to get to work with each and every day in the Empowerment Coaching Program. And so the type of woman that finds herself attracted to and resonating with this program is the woman who wants to be fully awake, fully conscious, and wants something more in her life, like wants to have a deeper sense of meaning or purpose in her life. And it's women that have often done different transformational programs, perhaps spiritual programs as well, and who've done different things, but oftentimes feel like they know a lot, but they're actually not living a lot, right? It's like they know these different principles and concepts and truths, but they're actually not having the experience for themselves. So they're not living what they know to be true. They just sort of know what they know to be true. Or sometimes it's women who have done different programs before, still feel like they're stuck in their transformation. Like they so desire and want to have that personal transformation, to have those radical shifts, but they're not getting there. So they oftentimes feel stuck in their personal transformation. It's women who really want to live their greatest life and to evolve into the best version of themselves, to be amazing in their life and to be the best woman that they can be. So that's a little bit about the type of woman that is drawn to or attracted to the Empowerment Coaching Program. And it's like one of the things that I really love about working with women one-on-one, especially at this stage of mastering transformation, is that it's so close to my actual story. And you may have heard me share a bit about my story, but I'd like to tell you some of the highlights so you can see where I'm coming from and why I designed a one-on-one program in the way that I did. And really, all of it came from my personal experience and my story. That was the genesis of it. And so for me, when I was in my early 20s after graduating school and, getting a good degree and having a good job and living in the Midwest, right, with these very traditional values, I found myself unhappy. And I found myself dissatisfied and kind of depressed. I didn't really know why I felt the way I felt, but it wasn't going away. And then a couple of years later, it actually manifested itself in really a complete breakdown in every area of my life. My health was breaking down. I was broke. I was miserable at my job. In fact, I actually couldn't even work after a while. I felt really lost and really hopeless. I really had some low lows. It was that dark night of the soul that you often hear about. And for me, it lasted for a while. There were years that I was in this place. And, eventually I got to the point where I recognized that I really only had two choices in all of this. I could really boil it down to two choices, which is I could try to figure out how to create an end to all of this. And one way was going to create, a lot of pain and suffering for my family and the people that cared for me. And the other way was just to dedicate myself to awakening that voice inside of me that just knew that I was here for something more, and dedicate myself to transforming my life. And I'm today, of course, I'm grateful and happy that I made that latter choice. And that was really the beginning for me, that I was sort of climbing myself out of that place. And step by step, I started to learn things and develop some skills and capacities and have healing and all the different things that it takes to have a transformation. And I just started doing those things one by one. And of course I had support and guidance and people to help me. There's no way I could have done it myself. But the thing that I did is I never gave up. And I started to, as I mentioned, listen to that voice inside of me that, despite everything that was happening on the outside, thought, somewhere inside of me is a whole, complete person, that I don't actually think I'm broken and I'm hopeless and this can never turn around. And I started to listen to that voice, and I started to find people that would support that and echo that for me. And, fast forward to what happened is I had this complete transformation. Yes, I had huge breakthroughs in my life, in my health, in my wealth, in my relationships, in obviously finding a deeper calling and meaning in my life as well. I had all of those breakthroughs, which I was so grateful for and am so grateful for. But what I think is most important is I completely changed on the inside. And how I felt on a day-to-day basis was no longer hopeless and powerless and depressed and broken. And I actually felt content and happy and joy and sure of myself and authentic in who I was. So through all of this is how I developed the empowerment coaching program. And so this program is really for women who are ready to master their transformation. It's like, you're done with playing around, right? I remember that moment that I got to in my life where it's like, I want to transform, I want to master my transformation, and I want to get there. I'm done with kind of the back and forth, which I think a lot of women experience. So that's who this program is designed for. It's really for women who have done programs before but still find themselves stuck, still find themselves not able to live what they know to be true, and not have that practical experience, that lived experience, right? Traveling from the head to the heart. Women that want to live and embody their truth. What I've created in the empowerment coaching program has actually been about 15 years of development, study, learning, and trying things, not only with myself, right, but trying things with family and friends and clients as well. And so I've taken all of this and put it into a program that is completely tailored to each person to create a transformation, to not only create a transformation, but master it, to support women at that level where it's like, no matter what, I am okay, all is well, right? That's a pretty powerful place to be. And so what I've created are these 5 phases in the empowerment coaching program, and I'd like to just sort of overview them right now. And phase 1 is when you really get to what's holding you back. This is the phase where we discover what is actually going on that's holding you back. So you might have some ideas about what that is, and you probably have some thoughts about it, but this is where we really get to it, right? We really identify what's holding you back. The second phase is where we guide you in reconnecting to your authentic wants, needs, desires, and managing your emotions. See, us as women have this unique way of being. We have this unique essence that is us. And so part of that is being very connected to our bodies, to our emotions, to our energy. And so often I find this is a piece where women have a disconnect. And as long as you're disconnected, it's impossible to, be this amazing woman and live your greatest life. So this is where we really reconnect you to what is true and what is authentic within you. In phase 3, we get to your core personal patterns. These are the patterns that keep you in the repetitive cycle and not actually moving forward. So in this phase, we get to those patterns and we actually create a transformation in the patterns. In phase 4, then we start to integrate this new sense of self, this new person that you are, that once you've transformed your core patterns, who are you? We start to integrate that more into your experience. And then in phase 5 is when you get to create a plan for your future, and you get to take your passion and your purpose and all of this potential that you've now connected to and actually bring it forth into the world. I have goosebumps. I get so excited when I talk about this program because what I've witnessed women do in this program is so remarkable. And I've watched women go from just feeling beaten down to feeling amazing and doing amazing things in their life and in the world. Some of the things that I've seen my clients experience is radical shifts in the areas of health and wealth and relationships and finding a deeper meaning and purpose in their life. Women breaking free of what's holding them back. I remember one client actually just recently she said, I finally have the answer to my why question. Why am I here? Why do I do what I do? All these why questions. She said, I finally have the answer and I know how to kind of get myself out of it. It's another benefit that a lot of women experience. Women experience moving through blocks that have been in place for years and sometimes decades. Actually having those blocks be released and moving forward and beyond them. Discovering deeper meaning in life, creating a purpose and a mission in your life. Again, whether that is focused on your career or whether that is, you know, your hobby or part-time, but finding that purpose and that meaning and actually bringing it forth in the world. Having personal and professional success is another one that I'm always so happy to see women experience. And I think, you know, I think the overriding thing that most women experience is knowing how to turn any challenge in life into actually an opportunity for growth and development. So that no matter what life throws at you, and let's face it, there's lots of times that life is scary and challenging and stressful. You know, it is for all of us. And but no matter what, no matter what life throws at you, no matter what happens in life, that you're okay and you know how to manage it, how to handle it, and how to move through it with ease and grace. So as I mentioned, the Empowerment Coaching Program is a private one-on-one program. And actually, if you look on the page, you'll see just more logistics about the program, and you can learn a little bit more about how it works. The program, I'll be honest with you, is an investment. It is not for everyone, but it is a program for women who are ready to transform. They're committed, they're serious, they're willing to do the work to create a transformation. And they want the guidance, the support, the knowledge, the tools, and somebody to take them through a process that is proven, that works, and that's actually going to guide them to their transformation. That's really who this program's designed for. So it's an investment, and it's an investment in you, and I can think of no greater investment than to invest in you. And then to have this experience of knowing that, you know, from here on out, you know how to handle life. Sometimes I hear women say, you know, I don't know if I'm ready to make that investment. How do I know? And you're ready to make it when you're really ready, when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? That's the place that I had to get to. Felt like I had nowhere else to turn. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when people presented a solution to me, I was so willing to do what was required and necessary to create a transformation for myself. You know, one of the other things that I so often encounter in working with women is this whole concept of undervaluing and underappreciating their time, their own value, and what they have to offer, which oftentimes leads to under-earning in jobs and not asking for what you're worth and not making what you're worth. And so as we talk about investment in you, it's really an investment that is going to have a ripple effect into every area of your life. Health, wealth, relationships, all of those areas improve when you actually transform from the inside out. The other thing that I often hear from women is they're spending so much money trying to feel good, right? You know, trying to get there, whether it's programs or products or whether it's things that we do to kind of, you know, pacify ourselves. You know, I know for me that I often would lose myself in food or in shopping or in relationships, you know, those types of things. And, you know, I ask women to think about how much is it costing you to keep up some of these habits, these soft addictions, but also how much is it costing you to not live your greatest life? Resonating with you, if there's something that's kind of stirring inside of you, and you'll know, right? You can trust your intuition, you'll know, then I invite you to click the link and set up the time for the call. There's absolutely no pressure involved in the call. It's really just a time for you to get to know me a little bit more and me to get to know you and see if the program's a good fit. I am absolutely not interested in trying to, coerce people into this type of program. It absolutely has to feel like the right fit. And I often find that people have a lot of questions, and even though I've shared a lot with you in the video and on the page, there's probably some questions that you have. And so that's a good time to get those questions answered. And again, like I said, there's no pressure. It's just really a time to get to know each other. So I encourage you to click the link and set up that time if it's something that's resonating with you. And I know one of the things that was true for me in my own journey is that, if I kept doing the same, I kept getting more of the same. And there eventually came this time where I really had this sense of urgency, like I just couldn't wait any longer. And so if you're kind of feeling that way, you might be hesitating and a little bit scared and nervous about it, which is totally normal. I invite you to go ahead and set up that complimentary call. I know that so many of the women that I work with feel this sense of urgency, like, my transformation can't wait. Like, what happens if 1 year from now I'm in exactly the same place? How would you feel if that was true for you? If 1 year from now you were in the same place and you hadn't actually transformed and you hadn't actually had any breakthroughs, and I just wonder how you would feel, if you would be happy with that. And I know for me, there definitely got a time where that was not okay with me. And for those of you that really know that you cannot wait any longer, I will look forward to connecting with you soon. All my best.